So can you give us some like poses? Or can we get some smizing?
I mean, am I not already?
Have
I not been?
very good answer.
Have I not been posing already?
Yes. Hello, I'm Joey Nolfi with Entertainment Weekly here with the Sweet 16 ladies of RuPaul's Drag Race Season 16. And yes, this series might be old enough to drive a car, but no one can plow their charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent down a runway quite like this next queen. Birthed from the producer lineage of Kandy Muse, please welcome the supermodel herself, Xunami Muse!
Hi! Oh my God, what an intro!
Oh yes, only for you.
I live. I'll take it.
It really is. It is so lovely to see you. It's been such a long time coming. I know how excited you've been to make it on the show, but do you remember a few years ago, the first thing you told me, if you ever made it on the show?
What did I say?
What you were gonna do in an interview.
Wait, what was it?
You were like, I'm just literally going to scream at the top of my lungs in the first few seconds of the interview, so do you want to just do it now?
There you go.
Manifested it. There we go.
We did. We manifested it. And we did it. We're here. We're queer. Something else comes after that.
Just something else that rhymes. It doesn't matter. We're here. That's all that matters.
Yes.
You're finally here. Very happy to see you on the season.
Thank you.
But outside of the looks, obviously, I mean, look at the material. Look at this row. Wait, what is the designer you said?
The house of Jeff Bezos.
It took me when she first said that, before we started this, I was like, huh.
She was like, do I need to know her?
An up-and-coming designer that I've never heard of before.
Not up-and-coming at all.
Then I got it. That's what, when you're talking to drag queens all day, your brain goes to mush.
Right.
But outside of the looks, the thing that people probably recognize the most, the first, is the Muse name, obviously.
Yes.
You're in the Kandy Muse drag family. Yes. So how did that all come about?
That's my bestie. I mean, we met, I used to do this competition called Drag Wars, at Pieces in New York City.
Yes.
And I, would go every week, and she would do the show before Drag Wars. Sometimes they would stay, they would stay a lot. And she just saw me performing. She was like, you remind me of me. And I was like, do I? Is that a good thing?
It's a very Kandy thing to say. Yes.
But no, and then we just organically clicked, and then we would just hang out all the time. And one day we were in Fire Island, and she was like, do you want my last name? Yeah.
Oh, she just offered it up right then and there.
Yeah, and I was like, you know what, sure. We have such a fun time together doing nothing that why not do drag together,
right? So what is it like performing with Kandy? Doing
anything with your best friend, what is that like, right? Yeah. So it's like, it feels, it's comforting, it's easy, it's fun. Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to find more adjectives, but.
Comforting and easy.
Yes.
To describe Kandy Muse. I mean, for fans of Kandy Muse, yes.
The TV version of what people know of her.
Very different, yeah.
It's not deep enough to really get into the layer of who she is.
Absolutely.
So I feel like I know her differently.
Yeah.
And you see, I'm gonna try and rehabilitate Kandy's image. Okay, she needs me.
Yeah. I can't wait to see how that plays out in this season. But that also means that your extended drag family also includes it's Aja, Dahlia, Sin, Janelle number 5.
The girls.
So what was the advice like when you have a drag family that big? What was the advice like coming from them?
Just do your own thing. You know what I mean? Be you. You're already doing it, outside the world.
Clearly.
Now it's just there's a camera there, So it was just do you and have fun.
Yeah. So has the producer gene carried down in Untucked?
I think you'll see.
That's all we get. We'll see. Yes.
I mean, can I add a little thing?
Yeah. Xunami, producer Muse.
When you have such a loud voice, you're the one that projects in the room, and there's a lot of girls that are rowdy. You gotta reel them in
a little bit.
Sometimes I had to do that. So.
Love to see it. So maybe Xunami director Muse and not just producer. We're stepping it up.
Right.
Coming from such a strong, we touched on this a little bit earlier, coming from such a strong drag family, did you maybe look to any of their narratives on the show as models for what to do or maybe what not to do? Because I imagine that backlash that Kandy got unfairly, that criticism might have maybe influenced or had an impact on maybe the way you quote unquote played the game or navigated Drag Race.
I don't think so, because I mean we're different people.
Yeah.
And those things are so specific to who you are as a person. And like, I mean, I know who I am and how I am in like a group of people. So like, I don't know. I didn't have any. I wasn't looking at what they did and being like, oh, let me not do that.
Yeah.
I was also trying not to have too many like preconceived things of like how to, you know what I mean? I wanted to just go in there really like unaware and just kind of like adapt to the situation. So that for me is kind of like how I went in and played it.
Okay. Something that I did not know about you is that you were born in Panama before moving to New York City when you were 13.
Yeah.
So can you tell me a little bit about your early life in Panama and maybe why you moved to New York and then how you started doing drag?
Yeah, it was definitely a culture shock. You know, I was back at home climbing mango trees to make a mango salad, to come into the concrete jungle, and everything is, you know, having to learn English. I never really saw drag, you know, where I'm from. And then coming here, like, it's just completely different. It's more free. I immediately felt more aligned to that. So it was just kind of like, it was organic.
Yeah.
To me, if back then, like looking back, it felt like it was meant to be. Because I've always wanted to sort of do all of these things. I just didn't know it existed or it had a name or, you know, there was like a group for it. So, you know, being here and then like, you know, I started dabbling in drag after college. It felt like it was meant to be. It was a smooth transition, if I say so myself.
And clearly, I mean, clearly we're now on RuPaul's Drag Race.
I mean, hello, right, season 16.
I mean, come on. Yes, it just makes sense. Now, the looks on your page and at your shows, I mean, 90s supermodel vibes.
Thank you.
Is, I mean, but you actually also work in fashion.
And I have to say though, like those looks, it's a lot of it is thrifted because I am a thrift store queen. I like to, you know, I like to do this thing where like you don't need to be rich to look like $1 million.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's all about taste. It's all about editing, you know? So that's very much like where I come from. But yes, I work in the fashion industry. I worked in there for like, it was like 12 years by now. I worked as a stylist assistant and as a collection coordinator. So that definitely like helps me into looking like this, you know?
Well, I also saw recently that you helped style a shoot for Miss Simone.
Oh yeah.
What was that like?
In the know.
I think so.
I think because well, the stylist is Matthew Mazur.
Right.
He, you know, Lil Nas X and like Coi Leray and all those people. And Simone is a good friend of mine, and she was like, oh, I'm coming to New York to do a shoot. And Matthew is styling it. So I was like, oh my God, Matthew, do you want me to assist you? Like, it would be just fun to, you know what I mean? Be up. Yeah. And then like, we have such great like work synergy that like, she was like, sis, what do you think? And like, you know, so it was very that. And like, it's, you know, it's what we do.
That has to be very flattering to have Simone be like, well, sis, what do you think? Like, I mean, that's, you know, you're doing something right if Simone is asking you for...
I mean, I asked her too. I mean, like, you know, when I was getting ready, I was like, do you like this? You know what I mean?
Oh, so she helped you for Drag Race a little bit?
I mean, I'm not gonna put that on her. She didn't help me, but I would say like emotionally, you know what I mean? Like there's certain things that like, you lean on because you're like, you may have a question.
Yeah.
So you like bounce it off of them to see what they're thinking. But I mean, let's say yes, she helped me, you know, in some ways.
Dare I ask what the questions were that you asked Simone?
I wouldn't remember. It was definitely not about looks. It was more like the mentality of before going and then after. So it was like an inner thing.
Or like, how do I win?
That too, exactly, yes.
You were signed with, or are you still signed with a modeling agency?
Yes, I am with New Icon.
Wow.
Yes, that happened 2020. Yeah.
She's like, how long have I been a supermodel? It's been a few years now. So wait, so can you give us some like poses? Or can we get some smizing?
I mean, am I not already?
Very good answer.
Have I not been posing already?
Yes. What's your best like, okay, if we're doing like a makeup campaign right now.
It's, you know.
Classic.
Yes.
Classic. Like, oh, my jaw hurts.
Because I have a toothache.
I need to go to the dentist.
It's funny because RuPaul actually mentioned that on one of the challenges.
Oh, really?
Can I say that? I don't know.
Well,
you'll see.
We'll see. Maybe. Maybe.
You can just cut it.
But I mean, dentistry and modeling and drag, they all go.
Right.
We're breaking down barriers today. That's what this is all about. Now, I do know that you love the 90s supermodel era.
I do.
So what about that is so appealing to you, and why do you want to emulate that in drag?
Well, visually is just like catches my attention, right? But then also that was like the golden era of fashion. The fashion industry wasn't an industry yet. They were kind of like figuring it out and they were just doing it. And like, I mean, the budgets for shoots were huge and like, you know, they would shoot in like the Cayman Islands. And if they didn't like the shoot, they would just reshoot it. So it was like, you know, that whole era of like, everything was just so like amazing and like
extravagant, elegant.
Yeah. It kind of reminds me of like this era for drag, right? Like drag on the mainstream has been like a big thing for like what, the past 15 years? Like since Drag Race came out,
14, 15 years.
Right, since Drag Race came out, that ushered in a new era for what drag is. So like the you know the 90s like fashion and models, like that's kind of like what it is. So I guess that's how I relate to it.
Okay. How does it come through in your drag though? Like, are you actually like looking towards supermodels, specific supermodels?
Well, Naomi Campbell,
yeah,
the supermodel of all supermodels. Yeah, I would say like when it comes to my character, that's like my biggest muse. You know. From
we got it. Yes, we got it. Yes.
Yeah, from the you know the gracefulness, you know how you move, how you walk, how you talk. Yeah, I draw a lot of inspiration from that.
Yeah, I love it. Who doesn't love Naomi though? Like, I mean,
a lot of people don't, but.
Oh, well, I mean, those people don't know what they're doing with their lives.
But I was going to say, I mean, listen, everybody has haters. Beyonce has haters.
She does. Yeah. Oh, this is going off on a... Have you seen that show that Naomi did? What was the Face? Was
The
it
Face? I worked on it.
Did you really?
Yes.
What did you do on the Face?
I was a stylist assistant on it.
Oh, my gosh.
Only the first season.
So do you have like tea from Naomi from the filming of that show?
No, I mean, not tea, but my favorite memory from that show was, I think it was like the first week, we were prepping, so we hadn't started filming yet, but when we started filming the first episode, we were in the hallway. First comes her bodyguard, and then she comes, and then she's like, "Hello, baby." And I'm like, "Hello, mother." Yes.
Oh,
and inside, I did that. I was like, Naomi Campbell just like, you know what I mean?
Call her mother?
Yes. Hello, mother. I mean, she knows. She is mother.
What did she say to that?
She just smiled.
She was like, I know.
Yeah. Basically, she was in a robe. She was in a white robe. I live.
That's amazing. I love that you had that experience. She was just a judge on what, all winners?
Yeah.
She was just a judge.
When I saw that, I was like, damn it.
Oh, I know. If you could have just waited one season longer.
Right. It's okay. It's okay.
So outside of like the looks though, I have a great idea of like where the look and the inspiration is coming from, but like a Xunami Muse show, like what is she giving on stage?
Oh, she gives a lot of personality. She gives a lot of like breaking the fourth wall. She's very engaging. Xunami is a very warm person, despite how she looks.
That's such an experiment. Okay, so like
exactly
breaking the fourth wall in drag. What does that mean?
I think you're gonna have to come to a show and find out.
Okay. I came across it makes me laugh every time. A Page 6 article.
Oh my God.
A whole ass article about you performing through a shoe malfunction at a Laquan Smith party in 2022. Yes. There is video to prove it.
Yes.
Please tell me more about this moment and how you found the strength to carry on in that moment.
Well, I mean, it was Janelle, Bo, and me. We got booked to just like, you know, do a drag show at like Laquan Smith. Like, it was like Laquan Smith and Saks. And they got us to do a show. And I was doing, you know, my favorite Naomi Campbell mix.
Of course.
And in it, like, I was just performing and I lost a pump. But I was just doing like Barbie toe, you know? So, I mean, the show must go on. So.
I mean, you were really doing it. When she says you were really like, I mean, it was great.
It was Barbie. It was like a Victoria's Secret, like the Victoria's Secret show when that one model lost her shoe.
You gotta
but she kept walking, like, you know, tippy toes. Barbie.
And you didn't fall.
But what I found hilarious was the next morning, my friends, they're like sending me this article. And I thought it was a joke.
Oh no,
I thought it was like Photoshop. And then I'm like, really? Page 6? But you know what? Any press is good press.
It just speaks levels to your talent. If like a mistake you're making is making
right.
a headline.
Listen, that's just how entertaining I am.
Come on, that's
okay.
Right. So for the season ahead,
yes.
I would like to know, what can you tease about? I mean, it's Drag Race. We know twists, turns, gaggery. Yeah. It's always coming.
Yeah.
So what can you tease about what is coming ahead for the twists and turns and how Drag Race season 16 is going to step it up from past seasons?
Walking in there, you're like, oh, it's Drag Race. You know how it plays, right? And that's the great thing about it, that like it's the 16th season, so it's like, oh my god, so many, but like they still manage a way to keep it fresh and to keep it new and to keep us there going guessing, because we're like, oh, we've been watching since season 1, you know what's to come, and it's like the same formula, but they do little things to switch it up. You see, it's a lot of that, but it was great. I had so much fun. I would do the whole thing again. Just the do-over. I don't care.
Yeah. Yeah. As many seasons as we can get with you on TV, I'll take it.
You know what?
So without spoiling anything, can you maybe tease some mood words for things that you are excited or nervous about fans to see from you coming up on the show?
Nervous? No.
No nervous.
I have nothing to be nervous about.
None.
Any words to tease what's to come?
Slay, house, boots.
I mean, there's definitely gags. Like we were literally gagging. Like what? Like really, we're really gonna do that? So there's definitely moments like that. I mean, one of my favorite things, without giving it away, was I do love the girls a lot, and like I was surprised at how much I ended up liking them.
You're surprised?
Yes.
You liked them.
So I'm gonna leave it there. Because you're like, what?
Who of those girls that you ended up liking?
Yes.
All of them. Who do you think needs the Mistress Isabel Brooks drag delusion vaccine the most?
I'm debating which one. I'm trying to pick one.
Oh, it can be more than one.
Who needs the drag delusion vaccine?
Yes.
It could be a little bit of morphine.
Okay.
It could be a little bit of plain Jane.
She's come up a lot. She's come up a lot.
Of course she has. Who else? You know what? Maybe even me.
Oh, you're the second person to say yourself.
I mean,
okay.
We love a self-aware queen, right?
Yeah. No, I think it was Saphira. I think Saphira also said herself. So
oh, I love that.
Yes.
See, there you go.
Love it. Is there anything else that you want to say for what fans can look out for, what we should be excited for? And just anything to tease the season coming up.
I mean, you're definitely going to be at the edge of your seat every episode. What you think Drag Race to be is not going to be. That sounds cryptic, but
that's great.
Okay, good.
Great. We love cryptic.
I mean, it's gonna be great. I don't want to say too much because I want you to tune in
to watch all of this.
Yes, and enjoy the show.
Yes. Because
we definitely gave a show. If I'll give you this.
Okay.
It felt like we were, in backstage at the drag shows, just kikiing.
Great.
So there was a lot of that.
Great.
So I think that's gonna be my favorite part.
Yes. Very much looking forward to that.
Yes.
Very much looking forward to see what you do on the show. Thank you so much, Xunami, for being here. I really appreciate the time.
Thank you for having me.
Of course.
And I will see ya on the runway.
That's right. Stay tuned for more with the cast of RuPaul's Drag Race Season 16.